I'll make my own way to Relin. I volunteered for this mission, and Relinthiel is the next obvious location to investigate. Lathan is a member of our order. He's a learned sage who disappeared while on a mission of his own back in Nirn. He was looking into an earlier warning we received about the Daedric princes. We haven't heard from him in a long time. Lathan isn't a stranger to difficult situations. It's just that it isn't like him not to send word. We're not prisoners here. We can move about as our research and investigations require. The Right Master has so many... We've been friends and colleagues for a very long time. Ichesis has been the right...
if I had to pick a favorite cursed item, it would definitely be the silver-tongued quill.
Hail.
Most troubling, most troubling. Oh, was it today that you would arrive? Well, certainly seems like. Well, yes, I would dare say you wouldn't. Not yet, anyway. Exactly so. And you'll find the Sigic Codex on that table over there whenever you're ready. The Codex will help your search The Sigic Order doesn't interfere with much outside of Artea Manor. I believe they're called dead drops, a location where one may place an item for another to pick up without... All ready to head out then on your big adventure? Ah, sorry about that. Location magic isn't... Well, they're certainly dangerous. I wouldn't suggest touching any of them directly. Their side effects vary, but none are very pleasant. It's much worse than it sounds, trust me. If you're still curious, I've collected research about each relic. Just read the scrolls placed before their display case. That should give you a good idea about... Exactly. You'll just need to find the properly labeled display case in the Vault of Moawita and place the relic within it. That should help safely bind its curse. Well, it looks like you're all set. And here's a little something for your trouble. Now that you're all set for the journey, feel free to ask me any questions you'd like. I've never been one to ignore a healthy curiosity. Oh, most certainly. The Relic Master of the Sigic Order, which has been me for quite some time, is in charge of... Generally, they're items too powerful for the Order to allow their misuse. Why, all sorts of things. I can't even begin to list the effects our relics might have on the balance of Nirn. Ah, you're able to get right to the heart of the matter, aren't you? The most aggravating part, I'm afraid not. Whenever we try to envision the occurrence, or even who the thief is, all we see are those who employ such dark magic. Well, they don't tend to... Oh, most certainly.
Ah, this one has been looking for.
Drat! Which one could he possibly be? You there. You're new to Elenthiel. Worse. An acting. I fear he's already... Auriel himself would smile on your kindness. Well, they don't take just anyone. Only the most talented performers even get an audition, but don't worry. I've already devised a solution. I've enchanted a set of knives that will allow... Oh, it's quite simple, really. Toss one in the air and relax your mind. Your hands will do the rest. I've used them a number of times and never cut. Laredale and I have studied magic all of our lives, and have found few who match our skills. I knew it only... Yes, a rather rare and momentous occasion. You're currently looking at the new assistant to the... I have no idea. He just left a letter saying... At first I tried to search for him myself, but Laredale is an even more powerful mage than I. He was... Honestly, I couldn't tell you what is going through his head right now. For him to even consider wasting his talent on entertaining nobles with parlor tricks, why, it's simply unthinkable. What, and let this madness continue? From what I understand, it starts with impressing a sponsor. It determines if you'll be accepted into the troupe or not. Not that you truly need to worry about that, as long as you acquire alchemy as your sponsor and are allowed access to... In this case, alchemy is a mer, not a practice. She's a member of the troupe and sponsor to the current...
You can do this, Ashala. You can. Oh, my stomach.
Well, I think that's quite enough. Next. Another performer? Take the stage whenever you're ready, sweet. I'm not going anywhere. Another performer? Well done. Come, talk. No more auditions for today.
Oh, curses!
Of all the rotten luck.
What do you mean?
My, you certainly do have a talent for juggling. One might almost say your hands work like magic. Tell me, why do you wish to join the House of Reveries? A wonderful answer, but it's not very creative, is it? I'd work on that. You'll want something more dramatic if you wish to impress the Grand Maestro. Still, I'd be happy to sponsor you for house membership, if you complete my challenge. When we join the troupe, we abandon our old selves and take an identity reflected in our masks. What unique item suits you, I wonder? A griffin feather? Yes, that would be lovely. Go collect a feather and meet me in front of the Manor of Masks. Oh, not much, I'm afraid. I have many names, but my true name is spoken only in the dead of night. And only me, of course. I'm teasing you. I was actually born whole from the earth when a lonely sapient... Oh, you're no fun. I'm actually a simple farmer's daughter who learned to mimic voices. Why, I put you through your paces. After all, I've deemed you worthy to perform for the... You may join us, if you wish. Cast... Have you happened to meet an artist in Somerset? Had that distinct pleasure? Or they... We always wear a mask. To your mother... Did I? Well, let's see. Have you taken a lover recently? What was their name? Oh, are you in? It's a question, isn't it? A personal question like yours, a question one stranger should never ask another in polite company. I have sponsored many in my time with the House of Reveries, just as one once sponsored.
Ah, Raz's investigations have brought him to Relenthiel. When this one noticed your Sijic friend slip into town, Raz figured you'd be out. Yes, this one has been exploring the Daedric connection as well. But Raz hates Daedra. In Raz's experience, very little good comes from dealing with Daedra or their cultists. And this revelation brings you to Relenthiel. That is disturbingly vague. Why must cryptic cultists be so... cryptic?
I know.
Go inside and we'll discuss this later. And take off that ridiculous hood.
Ridiculous? I'll show you what's ridiculous. I'll show you all!
I'll let you handle the cannon reeve. I'm a bit out of practice in deal.
You think as Canon Reeve I'd be immune to the troublesome temper of a spoiled and rebellious child? Investigating? For who? Well, there have been 3 reports this week of someone disappearing. And what are you implying? They're just young and proud of their heritage. I wouldn't draw such a harsh conclusion without substantial evidence. It's unusual for newcomers to encroach upon all...
Raz wants to ask the Cannon Reeve a few more questions. Take the Sijic and go investigate this sinkhole.
I'll meet you in the sinkhole.
Dawnbreaker, open the way! Oh, come on! Stupid Daedric interference! I'll be back!
Tamriel's mad! He attacked Eldon, and one of those horrible creatures tore off my hood!
That young woman was certainly in a hurry. And what was that about Nadoral and an attack? Yes, well, let's be on our guard then. I don't think this sinkhole is completely natural. Its size concerns me. It certainly feels dangerous. And if it does figure into the Court of Bedlin's plans, well, I can't think of a more frightening event than watching Relenthiel get swallowed by it. The walls and ceiling, they don't look stable. I'll try to reinforce the weak spots and catch up with you. More of those Yagra creatures. Be careful. I'll teleport closer to the central area and meet you there.
Someone there! Help! Please help!
Crazy bastard. It was just kind of fun. Joining the court of Bedlam. Espousing the virtues of our... When we heard that they planned to release...
The court of Bedlam will eradicate the lesser races. Maybe even deal with our unworthy queen.
Over here. Keep quiet and tell me if you see what I see. You see that, right? My eyes aren't playing tricks on me. That's a sea slode. They haven't been seen in Somerset since, well, it's been centuries at least. A vile and dangerous species. Very powerful. The sea slode come from the distant underwater kingdom of Ulvorkus. Who's that hooded figure with the slode? And look, more of those abyssal pearls. They're everywhere. The Slode are a godless people. Perhaps the most hated in Tamriel. And the Sea Slode are even worse. They employ depraved magic and have long coveted Somerset. The hooded figure could be a member of this so-called Court of Bedlam. At this point, nothing would surprise. They could certainly have a connection to the Sea Slode's submerged kingdom, but they...
Heed me, my creatures! Destroy the intruders!
That young idiot! We need to get over there!
Witness the power of Katora, the Abyssal Cabal!
This way! Up here! Damn! No sign of where the sea slow disappeared to. Damn it! I wasn't for the time being. Let's see what's through that. The sea slode left us something to remember it by. We need to dispatch that creature. Damn it! I wasn't There! I think we can get out over there.
hurry, this... Somehow Raz knew he'd find you here.
Sea slodes. This is worse than the Right Master imagined. Meet me in Artaeum after you talk to the Queen's Eye.
Did the pretty Sijic say sea slode? No. Raz must have heard wrong. That could not have... Slode? That's bad. And sea slode? That sounds even worse. If the sea slode threatens Somerset, Daedra worshippers in Somerset. And slode. Oh, Raz likes this situation less and less. As for Nedora, Raz knows how to deal with traitors.
The Eye of the Queen? How dare you accuse my son of treason? The Queen's Eye. How dare he not identify himself when he first arrived? And how dare he accuse my foolish son of something as serious as treason? The Queen shall hear of this, mark my words. Sea slode? Plus all this nonsense about Altma's superiority, and now murder? I am the... Oh, Nedoril, what have you done? Please, you must talk to the Queen's Eye. He needs to show mercy. I'm sure we can find a way to resolve this without... Oh, here comes Nedoril now.
Going to turn me into a god.
Foolishness can be ignored. Murder and treason, not so much.
You and your queen have no authority over a true Altma, you mangy cat.
This one cannot allow your crimes to stand unanswered.
Nedoril! No! No! I understand. Relenthil is loyal to the Queen.
Sometimes the eye sees treason and must cut it out before it spreads. This one is sorry you had to witness that. Blasphemy, treason, murder. How many crimes must one commit to attract the attention of the executioner's blade? Raz decided that a message had to be sent. Enemies of the Queen will not be tolerated. Treason and the Queen's justice are serious business. Raz has been forced into this role on rare occasions, but he never seeks it out or looks forward to wielding the blade. A necessary part of my job, yes. No. Raz will see to the Cannon Reeve and send word to the Queen before looking deeper into the Court of Bedlam. You should return to Artaeum and let the Sijics know what we learned. I tell you, Five Claw, this whole situation makes Raz want to hiss. seeking a sip of fine Russefeld Red? Headed to the famed Russefeld Winery, traveler? Well then, it seems I'm just what I heard from one of the bailiffs. Indeed. Until they find a suitable third investigator, the Juris Reeves and Revelators are left to sit on their hands. Indeed.
Ah, friend of Valcerin. I've been informed that you encountered a sea sload in a sinkhole beneath Relenthiel. That bodes ill for Somerset, perhaps all of Nirn. I fear there are difficult days ahead. I'm familiar with that particular sea sload and its renegades. Call themselves the Abyssal Cabal. I thought I defeated them long ago, but it appears I was in error. What about the pearls? Valcerin mentioned you encountered more in the sinkhole. Val described those seaborne monstrosities. I have a vague recollection of Keturah utilizing such creatures in the past, but for some reason, the memories refuse to snap into focus. I suppose that's another mystery I'll need to look into. The Daedric princes require minions to carry out their will, and the Slode have always had an interest in the green and pleasant island. It isn't hard to see why they might work together. For now, you have my thanks for assisting Valcerin. I asked the Conclave of the 11 Forces to ponder how we can learn more from the Abyssal Pearl. With the additional information you provided, I expect that Iridel or Amalira will be able to develop a new avenue of investigation now. The augury ritual revealed the connection to the Court of Bedlam and pointed to trouble in Relanthiel. Now we need to determine where Keturah and the Sea Sloats are hiding. The Abyssal Pearl should be able to point us in the right direction. Meet me in the main gallery. We can consult with the rest of the Conclave and use the scrying pool to continue our probe of the Pearl. As much as this situation concerns me, I must admit, I somewhat enjoy being in the middle of the action again.
Right, Master! The Abyssal Pearl! It's gone!
Gone? How? I set the protections personally.
How could the Abyssal Pearl disappear like that? It makes no sense. A few hours ago, we left it in the scrying pool in the main gallery while the members of the Conclave of the 11 Forces went to deal with other matters of importance. When I returned, I immediately noticed that the pearl was missing. Yes, that's standard procedure when dealing with an unknown relic. But that just makes the pearl's disappearance more troubling. The Conclave serves as the Order's ruling body. It takes its name from the 11 forces of nature that we revere and follow as part of the old ways. The Conclave assists the Rite Master with matters of study, policy, and significant research. Go ahead. The Rite Master is expecting you in the main gallery. I'll be along shortly. Go ahead.
See what the scrying pool reveals. There's something happening on the beach.
It's the Yagra. They're invading Artaeum.
The Pearl. Somehow it was used to summon the Yagra. We need to defend the beach.
Wait, is that a sword?
That would be mine. I'm on my way to help. Eventually.
The Golden Knight and his sword can wait. The Yagra are our primary concern. The scrying pool revealed that Yagra have invaded our island. They must have somehow used the Abyssal Pearl to open a pathway. The Sea Sloat have always been envious of Artaeum and its secrets. From the beach, they can reach the ruins of the College of Psijics, where we store relics and other items of arcane significance. That's a mystery we can solve after we deal with the immediate problem. We need to get down to the beach, destroy the Pearl, and close the Yagra's portal.
Follow the Rite Master. I'll portal myself and meet you there.
My word, the vision showed us the Dawnbreaker. I'm almost positive